Why every software professional need to read this book before code review. Friends, today we will be reviewing the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So what are the three main points for the software professionals, especially when we are doing the code review? The first point is never criticize anyone. The first point is never criticize anyone. When we are doing a code review, if we find something wrong, we get very tempted to criticize other person. He has used bad practice or didn't use this practice. The first recommendation from this book is never ever criticize anyone. A survey was done. Lot of serial killers in the jail, they were interviewed and they were asked about themselves. All of them said they were very very nice people. They are just misunderstood. When these hardened criminals, they are not open to criticize, imagine what will happen to a person who is an engineer like you and you criticize his work. When we see, as I said, when we see some bad work, we feel so superior. It's so fun to criticize others. It's not fun to get criticized. So first thing, when you're doing code review, if you don't like something, don't jump to criticize other person. The second point is never argue with someone. The second point is you never win any argument. The second point is you never win any argument. You are arguing, you can lose, and even if you win, you will lose. Because when we argue with somebody, most of the time, other person will harden his instance. He will stick to his guns. We must be compare if you are in .NET world, you may be comparing data set versus objects, pure objects for transferring data from data layer to business layer. But like if even if you give all the arguments in your favor, still you would not be able to convince other. Ben Franklin said, like, we can criticize, we can win occasionally, but it will be a hollow victory because you did not get the goodwill of other person. So I know like a lot. I used to argue with a lot of people. I thought argument helps you to gain more knowledge. Having said that, you can argue with some people who are as passionate about technology and you are not reviewing their work, so it's okay. On the water cooler, you are talking to some other software professional who's passionate. You can argue .NET versus Java advantages. But when you are working with somebody and you're trying to convince him during code review, it's useless to argue. The third point he says, never say you are wrong. When you say you are wrong, you kill other person's self-importance. All human being, we want to be feel important, and if somebody tells us you are wrong, are we gonna buy his argument? So if you see some bad coding, you see a lot of bad smells. Instead of saying it's a bad smell, criticize, ask him, don't you think the function is too long? Instead of criticizing, passing judgment, ask questions. Don't you think if we use object to transfer the data from data layer to business layer, it would be more light? Store procedures, are they worth it? Don't you think we have to maintain versioning? Do you really getting that kind of performance by using store procedure? So instead of quoting this book, your past experience, your X has said, Y has said. Ask questions. And whenever you are working with somebody, it's an opportunity to make friend, not enemy. So let me reiterate, no, don't criticize anyone. Don't get into useless arguments. And never say you are wrong. Ask questions. Thanks for watching this video. My name is Carnegie. I have more than 20 years of experience in IT industry. Do subscribe to my channel for your regular updates.